All right. Yeah, Mitch, please.
Thank you. Just want to praise the police for making an arrest regarding the drive-by shooting which occurred outside my hotel on 9th Street in Collins. A firearm was recovered, and hopefully a conviction is imminent.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Mitch.
Segueing right into item number 8. This is recommendations concerning the deterioration of quality of life in the MXE District, Ocean Drive, Collins Avenue, and the surrounding neighborhood. This is sponsored by Commissioner Rosen Gonzalez, so I defer to my colleague.
Mitch, I put this on the agenda for you. I know you've watched a lot of crime. I got an email this morning from the Adriana Goldschmidt Retail with a list of all the retail entities that have closed over the past year. There's like 10 to 12. You'd been saying this before, but now I had somebody else confirm, and they told me this morning actually that they were recommending to their corporate headquarters that they also move off of Miami Beach. So this is becoming a serious problem because I think the entire retail district is in danger, and we have to take some sort of action. So go ahead, Mitch. Give your item. Give it to us.
You are correct. My name is Mitch Novick. To elaborate further on
I want you to have more time. Morgan, go ahead and give him like 5 minutes.
Thank
This
you.
is item number 8.
It's on his
There you go.
To elaborate further on Commissioner Rosen Gonzalez's comments, yes, this past year we've seen the exodus of about 10 of our national anchor retail shops, Urban Outfitters, Ralph Lauren, Kenneth Cole, Diesel, Levi's is slated to leave at the end of this month, Barney's Co-op. I've spoken with management of each of these places before their departure, and yes, it's true they're leaving due to the complete and total degradation of the entertainment district, concern for their employees, concern for their merchandise, and I hope today you guys address the zoning, which allows for the utter lawlessness to proliferate. This morning, I sent the city manager and yourselves a video clip which was shot outside my hotel on Monday, which can only be described as a very violent brawl which lasted for about 15 minutes. I hope an arrest was made. The police finally did show up. About 15 months ago, I communicated with the city manager and the commission regarding the dire nature of the neighborhood, and I know a lot of money was spent deploying floodlights. Police procedures were changed to modify the situation. There's been no improvement whatsoever. I have the utmost respect for the men and women of our police department. They are overwhelmed. They need the policymakers, which is you guys, to address the zoning, primarily noise from the establishments on Ocean Drive, which is the fuel, and the magnet, which attracts all the riffraff to our community. And we know the nature of the lawlessness is spreading to the affluent neighborhoods south of 5th Street, up on, I just read something about an armed robbery on 37th Street. Again, I attribute it all to the degradation of my neighborhood. And it's at a moment when property owners realize that the valuation and marketability of their homes are being compromised by what can only be characterized as your failure to address the zoning is when you guys will take action. I hope that day comes sooner rather than later. And I hope we can have a dialogue and discuss this further here and now. It's high time. Are you going to take public comment?
I thought we just got it.
Okay.
If anybody else would like to speak? Okay. Mitch, you can.
Sure.
Okay. Joe Manning, 1460 Ocean Drive. I had occasion to live in this area for a week because of being made homeless by a fire in my condo building. And I want to say I've never seen so much criminal activity and lawlessness. Thugs have taken over this area, and it's wrong. And the word has gotten out that this is a place you can go to do whatever you want, whenever you want. It is a real zoo, the stuff that goes on there. I saw it firsthand, and I'm appalled, and I'm from New York City. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Grieco and Commissioners. Mike Palma, 1020 Ocean Drive, Clevelander Hotel, owner and operator. And to reboot, I too am a business owner and we invested $50 million into our property less than 6 years ago. So I'm at a point that, and everyone knows this neighborhood, this community has heard nothing but negative publicity about the MXE district. It's been coming through people in this venue, but more importantly from the media. And where thugs show up, they're not showing up in our businesses, okay? The issue is outside the businesses, and we need to make sure that's very, very clear with the commission and this community, because we have huge, huge risk at stake, just as everybody else does. So this video just gives you a quick, it's a positive piece. It's not a negative piece. I'm tired of negative. So wish me luck. This is not an apple. I see it. We have noticed the people. This should say millions, because it's 2 million tourists and locals that come every day to these businesses. And what's lost in translation is that there's no thugs and criminals in the businesses. It's the outside. And so I am tired personally as an owner of being thrown into this. We have to do something about the outside and deal with that as a city, as a community, and we got to work together positively and stop the negativity. Okay, it's very important. It's very personal to me, and I want everyone to understand that we are taking the brunt of something that's not an issue with us. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Michael. Mitch, you've already had an opportunity to speak. I'm going to let Major Causey speak right now. Mitch, we're not going to...
That's fine, but it is my item, and
No, it's not. It's the city's item.
it has
So
my
you-
name on it. I
Mitch?
should be entitled
Mitch?
to rebut. I was just called out, and
Mitch, you weren't called out. Your name wasn't mentioned once. Please have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
Could he speak afterward?
No, but I'm going to go through this first. Major Causey, I want to hear from Major Causey. So Major Causey, can you elaborate on some of the enhancements that we've made as it applies to patrol and specifically as to Ocean Drive? But this isn't just Ocean Drive, this is the entertainment district as a whole. What are we doing as enhancements, and what do we need to be doing better when it comes to police visibility, which I think is the number one thing? You know, if you're standing on the corner of X and Y and there's a cop right there, you know, nothing's going to happen. The problem is that we can't have a cop on every corner, or can we? No, I'm going to be supportive of a budget item that's going to greatly increase patrol. Specifically, you and I have talked about it. This is not just an entertainment district issue, and I've talked to the chief about this as well, is that we should be, as a government, we should be focusing even more on public safety and putting more bodies in uniform on the street. But talk a little bit about the enhancements we've made.
At the beginning of 2015, we put an entire squad, walking beat squad, on Ocean Drive, which didn't exist before, so sergeant plus 5. We also added midnight shift ATV squad, which didn't exist before, and that ATV squad goes all the way to Ocean Drive. The Ocean Drive walking beat is an entire enhancement squad. You know, we're also working with, and we just experimented with it at the beginning of this year, is bringing back the off-duty police officers on 3 blocks, the 3 busiest blocks, with a minimum of 6 police officers and a supervisor. So we're still working with that, because we've been working with the Ocean Drive Association tremendously hard to try to get as many resources as we can to get there, both on duty and off duty also.
As an elected body, what do you need from us? I mean, besides, you know, a blank check, obviously, but
When we bring forward our proposal for the enhancements, some support with that, because a good portion of that's directed specifically to the entire entertainment district, which is 5th Street to 15th Street, Washington Avenue to the beach.
Okay, I would like to thank Mike Palma. I see Mango's here, Stefano Fratella. I know you guys represent Ocean Drive. Thank you, Major Causey. I'm going to address you in 1 second, too.
Okay.
I wanted to say you're right. We do need to be positive. We've made these enhancements, but maybe we need to do more. I will tell you that something that I have in the back of my head is what Representative David Richardson came down from Tallahassee, and he said the top 3 revenue-producing zip codes were Disney World, International Drive, and then 33139. And we know that it's because of the entertainment district. So we know how important it is, and we know that we have to do whatever we can to make it better. What I would like to ask you guys sitting here, I know from Mitch's experience, he's saying it's not getting any better. In terms of the enhancements, have you seen a difference since January until now? I'm asking you guys, because you're the ones out there. I mean, I know that we're on the streets, but I'd like to get, you know, the industry too.
How about somebody from the public answer? Well, let me go first.
Come on up after.
Business side. Sure. Of course, when we ran the Ocean Drive pilot program, we did see an improvement because there was more access to police and the issues that are happening out there. And again, I'm not here to say that the people that are against the issues on the Ocean Drive aren't happening. There's a lot of issues out there. They're just not necessarily happening as a result of the business. They're happening because people are coming down and getting involved in illegal activity. So we just need more police. We need more enforcement. We need more active police. And Commissioner Grieco nailed it. We just need a budget. We need to get tough on the criminal activity and send the message that this is not a playground for illegal activity. A big, strong message needs to happen. And we're all for that, and we'll help fund it. We want the legal activity as well.
I will say one thing. During the day, I walked from 23rd Street down to South Point along the beach walk about 3 weeks ago. And here's what I observed. The physical condition of the street, and I'm trying to stay positive. I want to be positive and I want to find solutions, but I also want to tell you what I observed. From 23rd Street down to South Point, I didn't come into contact with a single police officer. Not only did I not come into contact, but around Loomis Park in broad daylight, I got afraid all of a sudden, and I hid my watch. I put it in my pocket, and I kept walking, and I thought, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that this is happening to me in broad daylight. So I'm not trying to bring negative publicity to the city. I just want us to be proactive. I think we need to have police officers, a beach walk squad too, to whatever's going on the beach. I want, from 23rd Street down to South Point, there should be cops everywhere. And I know that this is just so we know that more police officers, but if we did enhance it, we have not enhanced it enough because I did not see one officer. I saw tourists walking along, and I thought, I'm so embarrassed that these tourists are going to walk from the they're going to walk from the W, and they're going to start hiding their stuff too. And they looked so ignorant, happy-go-lucky, and I thought they're all going to get, you know, they're going to get the wrong impression. On the beach walk from 23rd Street to South Point, how many enhanced security guards do we have?
I believe it's 2.
I don't think that's enough. There needs to be a squad, and it needs to be 4 police officers. Given the fact that this MXE district generates so much money, and they're willing to pay for it, there's no excuse. I would like to see off-duty officers there immediately, and I'm sure when is the next Ocean Drive meeting? We should go there, create this squad immediately, because I think that's going to make a big difference.
It's going to be this Tuesday at 2 p.m.
I get so upset about this.
understand.
This really, when I got the email this morning from the retail shop, and we have a resident right here who looks very disgruntled, go ahead and give your opinion too. But we're trying to be positive, okay?
Okay.
We don't want to.
Well, I try to be
Sir?
positive too, but all I can
Wait,
tell
we
you,
need
Jeff
you-
DiCarlo,
Yeah, yeah.
345 Ocean Drive, okay? And all I can tell you is that since January, the first week of January, I caught maybe 3 people in our building that were checking doors, trying to get in wherever they could. They weren't supposed to be there. Every month, it's been like 2 or 3 every month. In February, we have on video, and I can bring a video back for you if you'd like. We have men with Batman masks in our parking lot at 2:30 in the morning, walking from the other direction of Ocean Drive, north, walking south to our building. They came in the parking lot when somebody came in at night. Thank God that resident got in our building okay. But this was 4 or 5 guys walking around with masks on. And now we've got unit owners that live in our building that are arming themselves with pistols, okay? So I don't know who to be more scared of, but it's not a very pleasant situation. So I hate to be the negative one, but I have to tell you this because it's just wrong what's going on, and we need help, and you need to do more. And you need to give the police what they need to do their job.
I know we're creating a special taxing district. You see that we're going to create a beach police squad. We are going to put off-duty police officers, and we all need to work together with Public Works. And the beach walk is going to be finished behind your building, hopefully soon. And when that happens, hopefully this new patrol that doesn't exist, but we're hoping will exist, will be behind there. But I completely hear you. Mitch Novick, who's at 9th, and Collins is desperate. I think we see desperation here.
Just wanted you to understand the gravity of the situation that I'm having to deal with.
I understand. I know you have a newborn child. I think I knocked on your door during my campaign. I snuck into your building, so I got in. And if I got in, other people probably got in too. So I know that you have a baby and you're concerned for safety. So
Well, thank you.
don't worry. All right, you're welcome.
Mitch, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Thank you. I don't mind being the negative one. I like the odds. As somebody who's been here for generations of administrations and commissions, I can tell you, I've heard your conversations before. I've been here. I've lived what you're expressing today. It's not hiring more police. That's been done multiple times. You need to finally address the zoning, which allows for this degradation, this blighting of our community to persist. It's the zoning, and it would be foolish not to address the noise. And let me comment to Mike Palmer. I have the utmost respect for Mike, David at Mango's. I'm not trying to put anybody out of business. I'm trying to make the city better for all of us. And in doing so, you guys are going to need to finally address the noise ordinance, which was amended to allow for unrestricted noise to move eastward. And when that was done 10 years ago, that's when the absolute degradation began. And you need to focus on the noise from the businesses and vehicular noise, as Giuliani did in Manhattan in the early 90s, to begin getting a grip on this very dire situation.
Okay. Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you.
All right.